Ooh, yeah!
Okay, hello, I'm joined here today by Steve from Impact Wrestling Radio. How are you, Steve?
Hi mate, how's it going?
It's alright. I'm going to ask you a few questions on the current Impact Wrestling Tag Division.
Okay, yeah, go for it mate, go for it.
Okay, first off, how do you view the current Impact Wrestling Tag Team Division?
The current division, to be honest, there's a lot of good teams in the division. You've got teams like Beer Money, you've got the Motorcycle Machine Guns, you know, obviously Saban's out injured. You've got Inc, obviously again, Jesse Neal's out injured. You've got Generation Me. In some form, you've got EY and Orlando Jordan, and you've got the British Invasion. There's a lot of good teams there. Obviously, you know, we could do with another good couple of teams. You know, a couple of guys that haven't been with the company before, maybe some guys that could get back together.
Yeah. Do you think there was a time when tag team wrestling in this company was most prominent, like at its peak?
Yeah, I'd say from 2005 to 2007. You know, you had teams like, alright, fair enough, not the best team, but you had Team 3D. I say not the best team because
they could still go.
They could still go, but they were far past their prime. Their prime was in WWE, you know, around 2003, 2004. You know, the other teams at that time, you had LAX, the Guns were just together, you know, Beer Money just got them together, you had Lethal Consequences, you know, I know you're not a big fan of Consequences Creed, but for a young kid, you know, I think he was 21 when he debuted, you know, similar to like Jay Lethal when he was in Ring of Honor when he was 21 when he first debuted there. Yeah. You know, they had a lot of good teams. You know, the problem with TNA at the moment is they've got a lot of talent on the roster, and the booker, whether it's Russo or whether it's Bischoff, Bischoff obviously got the final decision on what gets booked week in, week out. The problem, like I say, they've got a lot of talent on the roster. They just need to put some of them together. You know, put a guy like Amazing Red with somebody of a similar size. You know. Or you could even put him with a big guy. You could even not necessarily a guy like Morgan, but you could put him with a guy like Morgan, Amazing Red, and have that sort of, you know, small guy, big guy, you know, sort of combination. You know, it
looked like they might have at first gone down the path with him and Crimson as a team at first.
Yeah, but they did the whole Crimson being his brother crap, didn't they? When Jeff Jarrett said double J, was it? Double J, double M-A go. Yeah.
Where do you personally think the division is going to go over the next few months?
Well, over the next few months, we're going to be focusing on the tag division as opposed to even the X division as opposed to the tag division. So the tag division is just going to go. It's just going to continue to go downhill at the moment. I remember when Team 3D first came in and Bubba Ray said, you know, TNA's got the best tag team in the world. You know, best tag team division in the world, and at that point, yeah, maybe it did. At the moment, you know, like I say, it's just going to go downhill unless they sign some major tag teams from other companies. They have got no chance.
Okay,
no.
I'm glad you finished on that because what would you do if you were the booker, and who would you like to sign for the tag team division?
There are so many. Well, if I've got a checkbook. And the figure, I've got an unlimited amount of money to buy whoever in the world.
Yeah.
Just completely rebuild the division from scratch. All right, here's what.
Realistic, please.
All right, yeah. Well, yeah. Realistically, here's who would keep the gimmick. Obviously, keep the Guns. I'm pretty sure that Beer Money are going to split before the end of the year. I'd like to see the Machine Guns back together before the end of the year. I know you think that Saban's going to be out until next year. I think he's going to be back just before this year. Before the end of this year. Yeah, I can see him coming back. Get rid of Orlando Jordan. You know, EY's got the whole comedy gimmick going on at the moment, and that seems to be getting him over. I would keep Generation Me. I know I've said in the past I get rid of them, but they've got their place because they're different. I know they are spot monkeys, but coming from a promotion like PWG or when they were in ROH, that's exactly what they always did. And they have good matches with the Machine Guns.
Yeah.
If who's gonna sign, it'd be pretty obvious. I'd raid the Ring of Honor roster, quite literally. I'd bring in the world's greatest tag team, Benjamin and Charlie Haas. I'd bring in the Kings of Wrestling, Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero. I'd bring in the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark Briscoe. I'd bring in if I could put them together, if ROH were willing to release Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, are bringing American Wolves, which they wouldn't, because they are two of the top names they've got. Other teams. I'd really like somebody to bring in a guy like Kevin Thorne or a Gregory Helms, because you can team them with so many people. I'd probably bring in Paul London as well, teaming with Brian Kendrick. You could have Paul London and Brian Kendrick feud with Inc. That'd be quite a good feud.
So generally, you'd keep the current division, keep most of the teams together, but just add to the teams. Would you do anything to make the tag team division itself any more prominent, like feature it more on the Impact?
Yeah, the only way you're going to get the tag titles over is they're going to have beer money split by the end of the year. You're going to have beer money versus another major team, and the only other major team they've got is the Guns. So if the Guns are out, you've got to go and make another team. If they were to sign Austin Aries at Destination X, there's so many guys you could do. You could have Austin Aries team with Alex Shelley while Chris Sabin is out. They could make a pretty good team. To be honest, I think in the past they might have teamed together when Austin Aries was in TNA 2005, when he was Austin Starr at some point. I think they might have done a bit of a stint together. I could be wrong. But if you could put them two together and get them over as a different team, when Sabin comes back, put Sabin in as a singles wrestler, have him in the X Division, get him over, put the X Division title on Sabin, so he's got that singles run, and then the fans will pop when the Machine Guns are back together.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
The problem is constructing one division without destroying the other division. Because
they seem to do pretty well before Bischoff and Hogan arrived, because both divisions were thriving.
Yeah. Okay, let's have an finally question. Is tag team wrestling still a draw in your eyes?
Yeah, of course it's a draw. Tag team wrestling will always be a draw. Alright, it's not going to be the biggest draw. You don't necessarily pay for a pay-per-view either at box office or when you go live. You don't pay for a tag team match, let's be honest. You pay for guys like Angle versus Samoa Joe, or Angle versus anyone versus Angle. Angle versus the World. I think wrestling's definitely got its place. It's not going to be as big a draw as it was, because the tag team division's been messed up. It was screwed up with WWE. TNA tried to sort that out. TNA failed at sorting it out, and now Ring of Honor are the best place for tag team wrestling. Simple as that.
Okay, cheers Steve, thank you very much. That was Steve from Impact Wrestling Radio, just giving his views on the current tag team division. We'll be back again on Friday afternoon with the current Impact review. Thanks for talking, Steve.
No worries, mate, thanks.